Welcome back, you guys. I'm Teresa Harding. I'm really excited to have you here today. This is our final class, a course of the Masterclass, and I think you're going to be excited about what we're learning. But first, I want to start by reminding you there is no technical skill required for what I'm teaching you. Remember, there's a sweet tool that will do most of what I'm doing. And so in the webinar, I'm going to show you tricks to find the actual funnels that are actually working. I'll show you the tools, the easiest ways to build it. Today, we're going to talk about how to pre-qualify leads without speaking to anyone. And you can make them as qualified as you want without hiring crazy expensive companies or people to do it. It's so simple. First of all, you need the value ladder because the value ladder helps you sift out all those people who really were never interested in the first place. They're just poking around the internet. There's something that I call funnel resistance. It's just what I call it. So this sifts out all those people who were never real prospects in the first place. I'm going to help you understand what funnel resistance is and how to use it to your advantage. There are people who do crazy high-risk investments. You guys know this. There are people who opt into things on the internet that cost thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. A lot of times when you get up to 20 to 50,000 or more, there's a phone call involved because people want to talk to someone, make sure this is legit. But I am telling you, people spend a lot of money on the internet. There are people who spend a crazy ton of money to join a tour to hunt Bigfoot. Okay? So whatever your interest is, whatever things you're excited about, I promise there are people who are into that and who are willing to spend money because that's what they're interested in. And what we use is funnel resistance to qualify people. Funnel resistance lets you pull out those who really aren't that interested so that you don't waste a lot of time. It lets you create a relationship with those who are interested. And some of you might be thinking, wait, but I want everyone. I don't have anyone on my team, so I don't want to push anyone out. Well, the reality is you might want to do that at first because that happens because of fear. You're afraid you won't find people. But once you start to realize, wow, I'm having all these opt-ins and I need to get on a phone call with every single one of these people. And then you start realizing, wow, 50% of these people are not really even interested. And now it's kind of wasting my time. You start to realize, oh, if I do these few little things, it actually pre-qualifies people better. So when I do get on the phone, it's actually way more highly qualified people. That's what I'm going to show you what to do. So what is resistance? I want to show you guys something. We're going online and I'm going to show you a couple things. I'm going to show you some actual examples. Resistance is something that increases the probability that someone is not going to proceed. It's something that increases the probability that someone's not going to proceed. So it's something you are actually doing in your funnel or on your squeeze page to make sure that they do not progress to the next page. And you're thinking, what? Why on earth would I ever do that? Well, the truth is you want as many eyeballs on your product as possible. But unless you want to be talking to every one of those 100 people every single day, you need some way to sift them out. And like I said, you're going to get to a point where you are going to want to sift them. And I understand when you're at the beginning, you're afraid, you just want as many people as you can get. You're not going to think that you're going to want to use resistance, but I promise you will get to a point where you will. So I'm going to jump over to Google. I'm just going to type in squeeze page. Okay, so let's do this together. Squeeze page. Okay, and then we are going to go to images. Just click on images. And of course, you can find these for yourself. And remember, we don't have time in this course, but remember in my webinar, my free webinar, one of the things I teach you is how to find out which of these squeeze pages are actually doing the very, very best and converting the best. It's really, really simple. So you can kind of hack them and find out, doesn't matter what product they have, you can hack theirs and mimic what they're doing. We don't ever copy, but we definitely mimic and we kind of learn from what they do. So here we are on images, and I'm just looking randomly. I didn't check these ahead of time. So I'm going to pick on this one. So let's open this one up, and you'll notice that this one is only asking for an email, okay? So this is how you're going to pre-qualify your leads. I'm going to show you when I say resistance, because resistance is the whole key to knowing exactly how to pre-qualify your leads. So I want you to look at this squeeze page. Remember, a squeeze page is a page that just is basically, they call it a squeeze page because it's squeezing out some information from your person. They're interested enough to give you something. You've squeezed out their email from them. So you're squeezing out a little bit of information from them, and it's because you're giving them something that you want. That's just in the industry, that's what they call it. So here's a squeeze page that just asks for an email. And some of these squeeze pages convert high, some convert low. But when someone is asking for one thing, they're just asking for an email. And then you have to click to get the whatever it is they're offering, right? So you put in the email, and that counts as 1 point because it's one action item that you are asking them to do. Now they have to click the button to actually get it. So that's a second action item you are asking them to do. So that's a 2 points of resistance squeeze page. That squeeze page has 2 points of resistance. So now let's look and let's find one that has 3 points of resistance. Oh, here's one. Okay, let me open this one up. Here we go. Here's one. They're asking for 2 things. They're asking for a name and they're asking for email. So in order for that person to opt in, now you're asking them to give more stuff, take more of their time. They've got to give their name. That's 1 point. They've got to give their email. That's the second thing they have to do. And third, they have to click the button. So that's a 3 point. Now let's find one that's a 4 point. Let's see. Here's one. 1, 2, 3. They're asking for 3 things, and then you have to click the button. So that's a 4 point. That one has 4 points of resistance before someone opts in. And then here's one that's asking for 5. Let's pull this up big. This one's asking for 5 points. So the bottom line is the more actions they have to take creates more resistance for them to actually click through. Because truthfully, whoever's going to take the time to fill out all 4 fields and then click the button, who's someone who is way more solid lead than somebody who's just going to fill out one thing. Information is like your user's currency. To them, it's valuable. So if they're going to give you their email, that's important. And if you're asking for their name and their email and XYZ, that's even more valuable. So if you can get someone to pay more with their currency or their information, their contact info, you know they're a more solid lead. That's what I mean when I talk about resistance. If you're worried about getting enough leads, don't put in as much resistance at the beginning. But when you get to the point where you start to realize what I taught you, that you're going to want to narrow it down, you really want more qualified people and just add more resistance when that's what you need. And statistically, you're going to get more people through this kind of funnel with 2 points of resistance than you're going to get with this one that has 5 points of resistance. But the people who come through this funnel with the 5 points are going to be way more high quality people who are way more interested in the specific thing that you're offering than people who come through with a 2-pointer. So you want more qualified leads, give them more requirements. And the one way to give them more requirements is through this the points system I just showed you. You ask for more points on the squeeze page, but it can also come through requiring them to pay a little bit. Maybe they have to pay $4.95, or you can require them to call you, or you require them to send you an email. When somebody asks you for the credit card or the address, inside when you're going to buy something and they're asking for that, you're saying, is this legit? Can I trust this? What am I getting in return? Is it worth it for me to put my information in? And when people commit to giving information or money, which are the 2 currencies that they can use, you know that they're committing to the relationship. Actually, the third one is time. They can give money, they can give their information, and they can give time. So think about when you go to the grocery stores or the malls or wherever you shop, if they have answered the question for you, is this legit? Is this sound? Then you keep swiping your credit card. If it's something you want and you believe in them, you're going to swipe your credit card. So they're committing to the relationship, whether through money or through information or through time. So think about what I do in my marketing business that I've been kind of sharing with you to give you an idea of what you can do in yours. My network marketing business, I ask someone to give me their name and their email, really standard stuff, because I want to take them to the next step to do a little more pre-qualification with them. Decide what you are going to do for your downline and get it all ready for them. This is what I do with our training system. Our onboarding strategy is all set up. So my downline gets everything they need. They get the funnel, they get the front end training all ready for them. They just are ready to take off so that they're not scared. So that's what I'm giving you. You've got to have something for your people to differentiate yourself from other people out there. So what I'm teaching you, you get this together, build the funnel, have it ready, give your team as much free stuff as you can when they join you, and you'll have more and more people joining you. So let's talk about websites for just a second. Most people just have one website. People have a website with a product on the front, and you go to their website. They have a bunch of different choices of things people can click, and if they happen to find your little marketing piece or your little free ad that you put on there that they can click on to come to your webinar or get your free ebook or whatever, get your newsletter, whatever your front end free piece is, most people have a website with a product on the front, and that's it. They don't even have a value ladder. And then they send traffic to this website. That's all. And I'll tell you right now that is starting to fail. Flat websites, they don't have a value ladder. They're not figuring out what people really need for their next step. And that's a real problem. If your website is not part of a value ladder where there's a squeeze page and you're pulling people through, and there are upsells and downsells and automated email sequences and things like that, you guys, that's the old way of marketing, and it's dying. People need more value from you. And once they get value from you, guess what happens? They're thinking, yeah, but now I need to know this. Are you going to teach me this? And I can guarantee you, many of you on this masterclass, you're already going, okay, I'm getting excited because I learned some awesome stuff. But now I want this next thing. And so some of you are going to opt into the webinar because you realize, oh, it's a free webinar. And if you felt like you got value here, you're going to opt into the webinar and you're going to learn how to build a funnel. I'm going to walk you through how to do that. And I'm going to give you the next step of value that you needed to make your business successful. So that's why I'm teaching you this. That's why I have my free webinar to go into more depth and start to walk you through how to do it. Literally, you'll watch me put all that together and you can follow me. And I'm trying to add as much value as I can for free to make sure you get what you need. You are not going to attract people anymore with ads that are too loud. What I mean by ads that are too loud are ads that are trying to get you what you want. Your ads have to help people feel like you're going to help them get what they want and they need. So notice, my business partners and I, we give you a free marketing course. That's what you're enrolled in right now. Then we give you a free webinar to help you through your next step. If what I'm giving you is getting you results, now you're at a point where you can decide if what I have to offer next is a good fit for you. Then you're opting in because you are my dream client, my dream business partner. The second part is you ask them if they want to get maybe a free plus shipping offer for my how to create a sales funnel, or then you identify your hyper buyers, the people who keep buying your stuff. And you go, wow, this is really a dream client, somebody who's really looking for what I have to offer and they're excited about what I'm excited about. This is the kind of person I want to work with. And you know, for me, it might be anyone who needs a traffic course. I can teach people how to do traffic. They want to know how to get more people to their funnel. That course is worth literally tens of thousands of dollars for all the content that I add in there. That's not what I charge, but that's what it's worth. But that's an example of a series that you can bring people through. And when someone makes it through even half of that, half of my value ladder, I know, wow, this guy is just the type I'm looking for, just the type that probably wants to work with me, just the kind I want to work with. I should probably show them my next thing, which maybe is the webinar. And on there, they're going to see how to actually put this stuff together, implement it inside of their own company. So be watching. You're going to get an email from us. It will come straight from my business partner who is working with me on this, who sent you this masterclass. The email will guide you through the next step. And if it's a fit for you, click on it, check it out. If you already have a company, go for it. Now you know the next steps that will bring you the success you've been looking for with your company. If you're still looking and you're here because you're trying to find your place, well, we would love to have you join us. We've already got the system set up. My business partner will take care of all of that for you. And when you join our team, we give you all this stuff that I've been talking about. It's already built, ready to go. It's super, super fun. Either way, you guys, now you know what to do. We are going to support you through some amazing stuff in there that will transform your business. So to recap, for funnel resistance, if you want to get more qualified leads, you need to increase the requirement constantly for somebody to actually make it through the funnel. The more quality the lead, the more resistance it requires. Your value ladder, so important. It is the key to making sure that you know how to help your people and take them to the next step. So take a look right now. On the side here is the value ladder. And then over here on the right, this represents net size. So you cast a huge net with the free stuff. You attract a bunch of people, and then you qualify your buyers by asking them to do a few action items. Or, in other words, pay for something small. Pay with their time, pay with their information, and pay with money. A little coupon deal, whatever. And they pass what's called the money ceiling. The money ceiling is basically an equilibrium price or an equilibrium spot that helps you determine where a lower level of pre-qualified lead ends and a different type of qualified lead begins. Because as soon as someone is willing to start paying, you know it's a game changer. That's different. And you know that everyone above here is someone who's actually willing to pull a credit card out online. So first you qualify someone with something free, then you qualify something with the people with something paid, and then you qualify someone with something more high ticket or a bigger time requirement or whatever it is by maybe adding coaching or a done for you product. So it's not always more expensive. If I'm looking for someone who's going to be on my front line, I don't necessarily need them to pay more money. I need to know that they're committed and they're serious. So I'm going to require them to do some things with me that are going to take some of their time. They're going to take some action items to bring in some, maybe one of the things I often do is, in fact, I always do, is I say, okay, so this is exciting. They know they're kind of being interviewed for that spot a little bit. And then they know, okay, so what I want you to do is find your first 3 people that you think will be your best business partners. I want you to get them on, we're going to get them on a 3-way call with me, and I'm going to talk to them a little bit. So number 1, not only does it require them to do an action item, which is a little more resistance. Number 2, it now allows me to talk to the people that they think are the best and the best people that they feel like they can bring to the table. So it does a lot of different things for me. So you've got to pre-qualify, and you do that by adding resistance. And by the way, whatever requirements you offer, maybe, you add resistance, whatever resistance you add, it is so powerful. It replaces your time. If you use a lot of resistance and people come through your value ladder this way, it would be really low lead progression. What that means is not very many are going to come through if you have a lot of resistance. So people aren't going to come through, but they'd be really high quality leads. So if I'm looking for someone for my front line, I'm probably going to add a lot more resistance because I don't want 100 people a day coming through. I want the top of the top who I'm really going to be sifting out who I want on my front line. You need to use both of these tactics together, bringing in a whole bunch and leaving it wide open and using resistance. You got to use them together. Send a lot of people through the front and the money will pop back out. So why are my partner and I giving away these secrets to you? Why give away our strategy? I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing, and I'm telling you how I'm pre-qualifying you. Why would I tell you this? Why would I tell you these secrets? I'll tell you why. It's to add value. If we don't add value and tell you what we're really doing, then what's the point? Some people will give you trainings and they don't tell you they're moving you up the value ladder because they're afraid that, might feel too sneaky, whatever. To me, it's sneaky not to tell you. I want you to know exactly what's happening because guess what? That's how I'm successful. That's how you are going to be successful. I better be telling you exactly what it is that I'm doing. You will replicate yourself. You'll replicate your efforts by setting one of these systems up, and you can create it on your own. And if you don't have your own business yet, I told you, my partner and I give you one when you join our team. It's proven, it's making money. Make sure, though, that you give your team something that actually gets results. So your homework is to think about your resistance points in your current business right now, and then design resistance points for how you want your business to be. Think about what you can offer in the front. What can you offer in the back? What's your main thing that you're guiding people toward? How can you leverage the people who visit your company, whether for your network marketing business or for something else? And by the way, when I say leverage, I mean that we're creating solutions and adding value to get them what they want. Because if they didn't opt in, let's say they opted into your squeeze page but didn't move to the next one, that tells me I don't have something that they're wanting. If I can figure out what that is, then I've got a whole group of people that now I can take up a different step, okay? So I want you to deliberately increase the amount of resistance for higher lead value, for higher value leads. Kind of get creative with that. The challenge here is to strategically increase the resistance per stage, but do it in a way where you're adding value and not just trying to get people to leave. Because obviously you don't just want to get them to leave, you're trying to make them self-choose. So we're at the end of the course. You made it, you guys. It's simple. You guys can totally do this. You can build a funnel for your business. It takes work. It takes some work at the beginning, but they're super awesome when you nail them. And once they're done, oh my goodness, you've got something that is just, it works when you're asleep. It works when you're awake. It's awesome. You just set it on autopilot. But they're super awesome. Guys, thanks so much. I want you to be the best that you can be. I want you to be able to take the world by storm. So whether or not you progress on our value ladder or our sales funnel, I am serious. I want you to take this info and go blow up the world with it. One of the most fun things for me within my company or with the trainings I do that are for generic network marketing like this, I love it when people come up to me, they find me at an event or whatever, they come up to me and say, I saw your training on this and it changed my life. It totally helped me do this. I was so excited. It made me realize. I'll tell you, that is what makes me keep doing this. It's super exciting. So whether, like I said, whether you progress in our value ladder or our sales funnel or not, go take this information, make it work, stay in touch. We'd love to hear from you guys on Facebook. Just hear how it's going. Let me know what helped you, what didn't. My business partner is in contact with you, so stay in touch with them. They're going to support you through the whole process. So watch for emails from them, stay connected with us, and thank you so much for joining our masterclass. Okay, hope you've had a great time. I have, and I hope to connect with you more in the future. Talk to you later. Bye.